Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is 2 Point Museum Strategy and Tactics. So today, we're going to dive into another room build. The room in question, the marketing room. Now, the marketing office is a humble but often overlooked. It is, strictly speaking, optional. You don't need one in your museum in order for it to be successful. But man, can it do some good for you. But let's start with a couple of tips. First off, let's see how we build it. Minimum size 2x2. You can dot these around quite compactly. But the build in question that we're going for is going to be a bit bigger, 2x4. And I like to put the door here at the very end here. Now, opposite corner, you have to put you have one marketing desk, so we will put that there. Now we've got 3 drawing boards to place down. You need to have one of them, but we want multiples because these things give you a boost to your marketing power, 3% each. Now there's a few other items to put down. So one thing I want to point out, the idea board. This item is currently bugged because it does not obey the conflicting hitboxes of other items. It obeys the hitboxes of itself, but it doesn't obey the hitboxes of the other items. They're probably going to patch that, so I'm not going to put redundant. I mean, technically this does give you 2%, so you could hyperstack extra boost, but they're probably going to patch that, so I'm not going to include that little exploit in the official build here. What we want to do on this side is we want one of these right there in the middle, and a planning board right here on the edge. This planning board gives you 1%. The marketing monitor, another thing of 2% here. We'll do another marketing monitor here. We will put one of these, but we're actually going to place it properly. And then one more over here. A couple more of these little planning boards that we can sneak in. One right by the door facing that way. One facing this marketing monitor here. And then one we can squeeze in here without blocking pathing placements. That is about as tight as we can get without running afoul of either, well, exploiting bugs and glitches or going too crazy and having effectiveness fall off. So let's place that down. Now, tip number 2 for your marketing office. By default, it houses 1 staff. It can house up to 3. And extra staff give it an extra boost. The more people in there, the more they contribute to it. Now, marketing campaigns themselves. So there's a couple of different flavors. The museum campaign will increase your guest arrival rate. Do keep in mind that there is a setting, the no character limit, which it's toggled off, meaning there is a character limit. It's basically the game limiting the number of guests that show up based on your hardware's ability to do it. You can override that and do no character limit, but that might affect your performance. And so, early game, yeah, you want more people coming in, but you may want to go with other types of these that affect what type of people come in. One of the things, and going off of the back of the how to make money with early investments, families campaign is fantastic. The higher the type of thing here, and honestly, unless you're at the very beginning of the game, these green light fees are negligible. So you always want to do it elaborate to get the maximum bonus up here. Also, repeat campaign will make it recycle itself every 90 days. Do bear in mind that if it runs out and you do not have the cash on hand to greenlight it again, it will automatically default to background marketing, which means, it's doing something, but it's not super duper effective. Now, for the other type of subcategories, also, just going off of the families here, you'd want more of these coming in so that you can have more children, so that they are more likely to donate 10,000 to you if you have a bunch of interactive exhibits. See my other video for details as to how that works. Other ones, you can advertise for specific museum themes, but you can also go for specific sub-themes. Do bear in mind that this list is limited by what you actually have in your museum. You can't, for example, advertise for space anomalies if you don't actually have space anomalies. Likewise with the people, you actually have to have naturally attracted at least one individual of this type for you to be able to advertise likewise. And then lastly, there's specific exhibit campaigns. So this, not only does this make it more likely for guests to show up at specific exhibits like as their favorite, but it actually directly gives you a buzz bonus to all exhibits of that type. So this is something, if you collect a lot of copies of the same type of exhibit, this might actually be worth your while. In my live stream, I used that towards the end for my fish, because I'd have entire tanks full of a single type of fish. You do an exhibit bonus for them, and all the fish get the buzz bonus for that. So one last tip here is, when you are training a brand new person to be a marketer, obviously you just dump them into the marketing office. And obviously the only skill you ever want to give them is marketing. Start their training. But the other thing to do, and this just helps keep them organized, go into their assignments and uncheck all of their assignments. At the beginning, if you're training them from unskilled, they won't have the ability to have marketing. But as soon as they finish the marketing training, that skill will appear and be checked off. So the only thing they'll be allowed to do is go to the marketing office. That will prevent them from getting distracted and working in your cafeteria or ticket booth or gift shop. So that way you can keep them focused and marketing like crazy. Speaking of marketing like crazy, the effect can be rather profound. So here's a marketing office, a beta one, not my final plan here, but still pretty good, with 3 people in it. One thing to note is not only is the campaign size and the number of assistants boosting, obviously how skilled your assistants are and how well they've been trained. The decoration and the boost items will, the actual decor, this is a room that you want to make sure you're at a level 5 decor rating. In addition to having the items that give the flat % bonuses, that will maximize the effectiveness of whatever campaign. And as you can see, this is the same map from my children's museum after we've run the families campaign for quite a while. And just look at the ratio of kids to adults in here. I would argue there's probably more kids, if not just an equal amount of kids to adults, each one of them potentially giving us $10,000. Like so. That's just one example of the kind of things that you can do with marketing. But there are other types of guests that you may find beneficial to your zoo. Professors can give out knowledge buffs to nearby guests. Tourists tend to spend more money at the gift shop and also get just generally higher buzz from everything. Wetlantians are another fantastic type to attract to your museum. Not only do they provide donation boosts to nearby guests, but their dream visit is extremely easy at only needing 5 pristine quality exhibits to trigger it. So that's the best way I can recommend using your marketing offices. And do bear in mind, you can run multiple marketing offices and run multiple campaigns at the same time of different types. So if you really wanted to go for a full court press on your marketing, go for it. The sky's the limit when it comes to that. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!